Let's make a parameter. This will be identify pop-up text. Text displayed when is identified. I don't think we need that actually. Yeah, just get rid of those. So I'm doing this because it's something that's very specific. In the code, you just catch this and then replace it with the item's name. So yeah, here we go. Create pop-up text. So we will grab it in a variable. Pop-up text is equal to whatever the parameter is, which I forgot to get here. Identify pop-up text. Identify pop-up text. Say that without the exclamations, not that it matters. So identify pop-up text. I think it was actually above it. Yep. So, and then we want to do pop-up text equals pop-up text dot, is it string replace? I can't remember the JavaScript syntax. For string replace. No, not good. Okay, let's ask again. Script syntax for string replace. Okay, doesn't want to do it for some reason. Just replace. Okay. Replace, and then we can have, what are we searching for? Be item name. What are we replacing it with? That'll be item.name. And we just return the pop-up text. So see, identified full potion, and it doesn't have the exclamations after it, which is because we need to restart this. And then now it should have the 3 after it, meaning it is pulling from that variable. There we go. You could maybe center this to make it a bit more visually appealing. Let's see, what is draw text? So it'll be this text rect x, rect y, rect width, and we'll draw it in the center. Let's see if we can just pop that in like that. There we go. So let's go to the skill identifier. We'll go to scene item, and anywhere it would pop the scene, we're gonna have to overwrite in some way. So let's take this, take this. Um, what was it? Last identify item used. We'll see if this works for skill as well. And instead of this, we will say on category cancel, make it a function. I'm gonna say this pop scene, but before we do that, so either way we try and escape, we will see if something will be console logged out. So we will cancel. Yep, nice. It is the skill. Is there some kind of MP cost? Beautiful. And I guess we need to catch the user as well. The skill, so the game battler, we want to also catch last identify item battler. We'll just say equals this to get the game battler. So in these two places where we pop, we're going to want to say last battler. There's got to be some sort of gain MP function on a battler for surely. Gain MP. Hopefully that works on the battler. And then we just need to pass in a value, which is this MP cost. Something like that. You know what? Maybe a skill. .mp .mp cost. Right, so we just use it like that. No dot. So the MP we're returning, we'll just add it back like that. we can even make that its own function just to say return MP cost battler MP cost. Oh, I guess we don't need that since we've already got it saved. So we'll just say that can come in here. This dot return MP cost and then pop the scene. This will handle returning the mana. And then here as well, we will do the same thing. This dot return MP cost. Let's see if it works. So 131 should be down to 126. We got 126, so we 121 now, but we're going to cancel out, and it's 126 again. It's still being used, and it's being returned if it should be returned. Okay. Done, done, done. Height price, height stat changes. I don't know. Nah, this is fine. We don't need that. Let's see. Where would we want to hide the parameters? We try and equip something. How does it look? So obviously it'll still change. It won't show the improvement to this. It would just show a question mark, I suppose. But when you equip it, it will still show the actual value. Yeah, I do like that idea. How does the store look? See, it shows here the difference. See the window. Where is that then? Equip. Status. Draw new param. So the way to get the item we're dealing with here. Draw item. This would take a lot of work probably trying to figure out how to get the item, if the item should be hidden. Status window. Set temp actor. Oh, I see, the equip item sets the temporary actor. Make deep copy. Hmm. If the actor is wearing any item that is hidden, should obfuscate the stat maybe? So we do have temp actor. Let's see. Draw new param. Let's see if we can get this with a very short piece of code. Temp actor dot equips. I don't know if this will work. Let's see. Console log equip. And maybe also console log the temp actor. Underscore equips. Okay. Undefined. Oh, let's go again. Game item. Alright, can get we can get an item from this. Create item identifier from game item. We'll pass in a game item. Game item dot underscore data class. Or maybe just get item from game item. know what? That's silly. That's definitely already a thing. Let's check. Let's see, game item. There you go. Dot object. Game item dot object is what we're looking for here. So we'll say equals equip dot object, and then we can get data item. So what get data says is, does this need to be identified? If this needs to be identified, we will say var hide params equals false. If any of these items, if any of the items equipped are require an identification, then you can't tell the parameters. It's maybe no good. It's maybe no good, this code. We really want to be checking. You know what? Equip item is where the dirty work happens. This has an item and this sets. Does this not do set temp actor as well? Oh, yep, it's not in here, my bad. We take this instead. If this needs to be hidden, identify equip item. Else, we can set this to maybe null. We can just copy this and then rip this out. call and pass in this as we always do. Maybe we can do that afterwards, just in case it refreshes the window. So identify equip item. So by the time we get here, we don't need to look through the equipment anymore. I can say if identify data dot identify equip item. If that exists, hide params is true. We're going to have to catch this as well. You can say hide equip params and those be hidden in the equip screen, or equip menu when required identification. Substitute param text the text to replace an item's parameters in the equip screen menu. Substitute param text. So if hide params is true, got to do that one. If hide params is true, we'll do our own code, but if it's not true, then we will run the previous code. So again, it requires all these parameters, but beginning with this. So then we need to call this something else. Item requires identification. Okay, so if this item exists, then that is true. So then we say if item requires identification, then we'll run some code. Otherwise, we will call this again. instead of new value, it'll be substitute param text. And we don't want to change the, yeah, we actually don't care about new value, diff value. Don't want to change the text color because that gives them a hint. Okay, is it as easy as that? Did we get lucky? Still changes the color and it still shows. Is it something in here? Made equip params, yep. So we'll see if we need to hide the parameters in the first place. Maybe we can cut down on some of this code. So if all these things and we are purposely hiding the parameters, and we will do that. So we maybe don't need to care about this part. We can just say so yeah, if we are looking for if we are trying to hide the parameters, only then can this ever be set. Otherwise, it's going to equal undefined or null. And so when we get here, we can say if this exists, yes, otherwise no. What's copied? So we can cut out this whole bit as well just by saying if this, then do that. Otherwise, run the normal one. And we will spit out that thing here. So this is saying false and undefined for all of them. Hide params is coming up false. It says hide params. Hide equip params. We called it the wrong thing. Equip params. There we go. Interesting. So we can equip and it will update, but then yeah, we just don't. That's probably fine. We just don't show you anything. Because the problem is you equip this thing and it decreases your magic attack. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool. And I guess we shouldn't identify items until they've... Ooh. Maybe there should be an option to identify items when they are equipped, like we have when we use an item. Because how do we identify equipped items? Well, we don't. So I guess I will add in identify items when equipped. Being equipped. Yeah, I'm not sure about adding in code to identify equipped items. That seems like a bit of an ache. Identify items when equipped. I guess you're already bearing the brunt of the problem if you've equipped something you shouldn't. Scene. Execute equip change is probably the right place for this. So we will have to make an alias again. So what we'll do is if identify when equipped is true, identify data dot update data, pass in the item, which one is it going to be? The item, not the... Yeah, that's fine. Item, and then we will say false because it has been identified now. We can get rid of this stuff. Call our function to execute equip change. Pass in this. And I'll test it out, I guess, but I want to add in another note tag. Oh, I guess it's wasn't added. Identify items when equipped. So let's see, we'll equip the... Oh, item is not defined. Oh, I see. It's because item is a variable in a different function. You see, it gets the item here, but then this is technically running a different function. We can't just use that here. So I will grab the item like this and then just pop that in there. So equip There we go. Falchion. It's been identified. We equip that one. Now let's turn that off. There we go. Cool. Working as intended. Now add one more thing before going to save and load. Let's say identify upon equip. So let's say will be identified when equipped. So here when it says if we're identifying items when equipped, then do the thing. But also let's just grab the item outside of here because we'll use it more than once. If the item meta identify upon equip, if that exists, then we're going to run the same thing. So now we equip one of the other ones. It doesn't identify, but if we equip this one, which should, then it does identify. Awesome. So that's sort of a fallback. It's an easy way for the developer to still allow cool interactions of having cursed weapons that seal themselves to you, but without the worry of, well, now we're just always have this unidentified item on us. Okay, save and load, the last part. Let's clear up some of this. We're only working with the core now. Save something like contents. Make. It's the manager we're working with. Okay, make, save, contents. Here we go. So right at the bottom, we'll do save and load. You want to alias this as well, as always. So we want to call this first, passing this, but there are no parameters, but this does return something. So we want to catch this in a variable, contents equals this, and then we'll make our own thing just the way that this has, contents dot identified data equals identified data dot data. So we don't want to save the whole thing because that's got functions in it. You don't need to be saving functions to the save data. It's only .data that we're interested in. And then you return contents at the end, just like this does. So let's get rid of this here. So we're calling the previous function for saving the contents. We gather it in a variable, we add to it, and then return it. So that should be saving fine. Just make sure it saves without error. Okay, seems fine. Now loading is going to be extract save contents. const IDE data manager extract save contents equals alright, so this time we pass in this, and it takes the contents as a parameter, and then we just do in the reverse. We have the object that we're trying to fill, and then the contents that we saved. So we'll just say identify data dot data equals contents dot identify data, just the same as we have up here. And we don't return anything, we don't have to gather anything, we're just emptying the contents here. So let's see if it worked. We're going to start. We are going to use the book to identify the Brigandine, and we'll use the book to identify the Dragon Sword or Dragon Blade. So here we can see Dragon Blade is identified, Brigandine is identified. Save, reload the game, continue, and let's see. Dragon Blade has been identified, and Brigandine. Great. That's this done, I think. Unless there's any sort of add-on I can think up. Yeah. It's already about 3-4 hours long or something, so I think this is enough for now. If I do think of something else, I can make another add-on video, I think. Again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. And remember to like, subscribe and all that if you're getting any fun or help out of these videos. Bye bye.